All right, so with these short shots around the green, the 40-yard pitch shots, that's what this is. All right, so I've just placed my ball there to show you about 40 yards out. All right, so this is not a chip shot, this is a pitch. What we want to do here, we still want a narrow stance, and we're going to rotate the chest and let the club hinge up a little bit. All right, we don't need crazy hinge, but we need a little hinge if you need some height. All right, if you want a lower ball flight, you can keep your hands wide and have less hinge and just use more of your body. Or you can turn your chest and add a little hinge if you need height. So if you need more height and trajectory, add a little bit more hinge. So just hinge here like that. Or you can stay wide and have less hinge and just use more of your body. Either one works. The key is be smart. So here I don't have a lot of green. All right, so I'm gonna add a little hinge and fly it in. Add a little hinge and fly it in. Add a little hinge and fly it in. So I'm gonna rotate the chest, bang, and then rotate through. Oh man, that was so good. Man, that was good. It's not bad, it's like 5 feet from the pin. But the sound, the contact was phenomenal, super crisp. All right, let's go up here. I've got a bunch of balls here, I'm just playing around. Let's go a little closer. So this one here, I gotta get over the bunker. All right, so here I'm gonna add some hinge too. All right, so when you add your hinge, I don't want this hinge. All right, so just focus on when you hinge. This is more for the newer players. All right, just go ahead and grab your club with your lead arm, choke way down. All right, and you're gonna go ahead and rotate your chest, and here's your vertical hinge. So there's just a little vertical hinge, like this, not like that. All right, little vertical hinge, just like that. All right, so thumb up. We don't want it this way when you do your hinge or underneath or any other scenario. All right, so rotate your chest and create like a nice L. All right, this is an easy way to do it. All right, we don't want this action here. All right, that's important. It's more for the newer players. I'm gonna rotate the chest, add a little hinge, and then just rotate through. I'm gonna open up the club face a little bit as well, just because I don't have a lot of landing, a lot of runway there. Just like that. That was phenomenal. All right, so that was over the bunker, and you can see I have no runway. All right, so in other words, there's no green. So I landed it off the green. And there it is, that's really good. That was a good shot. It had a nice crisp sound too. All right, so that's the key. If you want height, you gotta add the hinge or open up the club face. All right, so now let's do one where we're not gonna have as much hinge. So now there's no bunker, I have a straight shoot, and I have more green to work with. All right, so now I'm not gonna add the hinge, all right, because when you add hinge, what comes up must come down. All right, so when you don't need hinge, don't use it, it's just easier. All right, because in other words, if you add hinge, you gotta release that hinge, all right? And if you don't add hinge, if you just kind of use your body, it's just one less thing to think about. All right, the downswing should just be rotation, so either way, there shouldn't be a lot of thinking on the downswing. Shouldn't be a lot of thinking in general, except for prepping the shot. All right, so I'm just gonna rotate the chest. I'm really not gonna add fancy hinge. Bada bing, bada boom. I rolled out. I wasn't focused on my land spot. Let me do that again. Super crisp. Focus on the land spot. I gotta land it just onto the green and then let it roll out. Plus I'm using range balls, which have no spin. All right, so range balls, you can't get any spin. All right, so be sure to watch Dr. Rob Neal. He talks all about, this is important.
Distance wedges out here, they have a lot of spin on them if they're hit properly. You can think about spin. I'm not going to go into the physics at all, very simplistically, spin is what stops the golf ball. The more spin you have, the faster it will stop. Secondly, if you have, I'll call it backspin without side spin, if we have pure backspin, that stabilizes the ball when it's flying. All right? Here's a real simple example for you. Has anyone not ridden a push bike here?
So if you really want to spin your shots, you want to understand how your wedge and your ball affects how the ball spins around the green, be sure to head to morepars.tv, my streaming channel, and check out all the episodes with Dr. Rob Neal. Phenomenal, all right? You'll get all the intel. He does an amazing presentation, detailed on what the pros do really well to get that spin. And there are a few variables that you need to be aware of. All right, so I definitely want to send you there. It's phenomenal. He's phenomenal. He coaches with me at Hammock Beach, my Hammock Beach camps.
Goes towards the target. As you're turning your chest, back pocket towards the target.
So if you want to experience Dr. Rob Neal in person, definitely come to those camps, typically in January and February. All right, there's someone coming up, so I got to do this quick. All right, so no hinge. I got to focus on my land spot. I got a range ball. It's not going to have any spin. So I got to land it just onto the green.